and Light Collective. We are back at it with yet another live stream. Yay! All right, so I got 3 piles tonight, you guys. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, I probably didn't pull the markers. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I just have something to share about each one of them. And not gonna lie, I wasn't ready. I was too excited to come on. So, all right. So pile number 1. Let me just cue it up. Wait, hold on. Okay. So pile number 1, you guys, is going to be this blue Larimar stone. Starseed you. Okay. Love and light, eat me. And you guys, Larimar talks about calming and healing properties, assists with not being stressed. Okay. So if you know that you've been maybe even diagnosed with anxiety, get you a bit of this, okay? But if you don't have, and until you do, right? I welcome you to connect. Sharing's caring, right? So that's pile number 1. And pile number 2, let's see. Oop, that's not the right one. Pile number 2 is the chrysoprase. I'm probably butchering the name. Not intentionally, of course, okay? And this is another calming, soothing stone. Believed to be a powerful healer for the heart chakra, assists with promoting love and forgiveness, as well as the energies of emotional balance. All right, so listen up, you guys. It's not for nothing. I'm telling you the metaphysical properties of each one of these stones so you can connect, all right, to see which pile you want to F around in, perhaps, all right? And last but certainly not least, we've got azurite for pile number 3, you guys. And this assists with aiding your intuition, creativity, as well as spiritual growth, all right? Love and light, Cassandra. And again, love and light, eat me. Welcome, welcome. All right, you guys, we're going to talk about what people overall generally view and or think about you. Not in the sense that you should care, but gosh, you should find it empowering nonetheless, right? So there's that. There's also some guidance because you know what? Sometimes, you guys, people do get it on the money when they perceive us. Not going to say, definitely not going out on that limb, that it's every time, right? So take the guidance as it comes, right? And do it triggered if you got it, right? I'm not here to trigger anyone. I don't think that this is the type of tool for that, simply and solely. And the reason why I have to say simply and solely is because, you guys, often when you're healing, it kind of starts with that little bit of trigger, just saying, right? You have to, it's like they say, like, oh, the first step to solving a problem is identifying you have one or you were one, right? Like that kind of thing. So there's that, but I digress. Pile number 1, definitely I could be speaking to or about a Gemini, Aquarius, Aries, or Sagittarius. And Aries, not going to lie, you might... really, somebody might be resonating with all 3 piles. I'm not exactly certain if or how that should happen, right? But I say that because Aries, you came out in all 3 piles, okay? So pile number 2, I'm talking perhaps 2 or about or 4, dare I say. And Aries, Pisces came out as well for pile number 2, as well as Libra and Capricorn. And last but certainly not least, pile number 3. Along with that Aries energy, which may be of some high significance, double confirmation on Leo energy, and Sagittarius also came out for you there, okay? I'm mindful of the hour. Golly, is the bell also not ready? What's going on here? Hold on. There we go. So the bell has rung. Those that know what to do, you may do so now. But fear not if you weren't ready, since that seems to be a bit of the current energies here. Not that I'm word cursing, just making observations. It's cool because it won't be the only time during this live stream session that the bell will be rang. All right, so fear not, you guys. Sit tight. I do hope you stick around either way and get something out of this. This is literally a pick a pile message for the collective energies, as it were, currently, referable to how people view you, maybe why, maybe what to do about it, if anything, kind of thing. And guess what, you guys? I definitely have something for everyone out of this one, because before we even get into any of the piles, I have a message, all right? You know how we do around here. Nobody left behind. Love and light, sky. All right, so we're going to get into pile number one. And you guys, if I'm lagged or you're lagged, okay, I really do hope you stick around either way. I didn't mean to make you wait any longer than perhaps you had planned. But I also don't see anything in the chat box right now referable to, any of the yes, no tarot. All right, so there's that. I'm just going to take one last peek. Now we're good. All right, you guys. So I could be speaking for pile number one, and we are at 5:35. Okay, to again a Sagittarius, an Aries, Aquarius, or a Gemini. Somebody here could be sick, tired, fed up, perhaps, regarding casual relationships. I get it, babe. Okay. Somebody could be trying to be vegan. Keyword trying. I get that too. Somebody could, oh, is this my pile? No, let me stop. Somebody could be, really enjoying aspects of retail therapy. Please be mindful to keep that in balance, okay? Everything in moderation, as I say, whether it's therapy or the shopping, just saying, okay. And somebody here could be struggling to kind of like stay at a particular job. This could be dual fold. All right, so hear me out, because still general collective. Some people are resonating with trying to keep the same job that perhaps they want to keep, or irregardless they know they should keep, in the sense of like this is the breadwinner kind of thing, versus whatever side hustles you got, right? But then there's also someone who just is perhaps struggling with just maintaining employment throughout this past year. Okay, things are going to move and shake off of you and function for you a lot better, I'm hearing to say. Please do not lose heart in that. Please, all right? You've got to believe so that you actually get to the part where you're in the receiving aspect of what all I'm briefly touching the surface about, okay? Referable to the goodness, mercy, and grace coming your way, I'm hearing to say. Whoever resonates with that. But pile number one, okay? Let me see. You know what's crazy? I had pulled these cards yesterday. I'm just not getting to them. So I'm really... okay. So people are viewing you... they view you as, some form of risk taker, and that's not really the low vibes version of that ideation or mindset. I think maybe sometimes you are taken a little to be too serious, too deep, okay? Not in the sense that you are necessarily, but in the sense that it could be to your detriment if you are. I can't show the rest of this female appearing form, but she seems to be in a very vulnerable position here. And this card says sacrifice. What can you let go of? So people, maybe think that you do have a tendency to think a little bit too deeply and to act a little too serious, right? Like maybe you're not one for like, oh my God, right? Like, hold on. So you're not one for the casual relationships, right? You're not one for like, even like small talk, like, oh yeah, the weather is weathering in ish, right? Like it's like, and like, what? We're not even here for the screensaver type of ish. Can you go deeper, right? Is kind of where collective member wants to take it. And I'm not here saying that that's anything bad. Again, I'm the messenger as well, so not asking anyone receiving any of the piles or any of the messages to get into some sort of defensive mode, because we're really just empowering ourselves. We're not here to beat ourselves up, okay? If you should feel like, okay, somewhere along the line, it's kind of obvious that change should be made for the better, so be it. You're not the only one. We're here doing this. Makes, like, I don't know, where have you been? Like, you should come on the live streams a lot more so you understand that part, because no one's here supposed to actually beat themselves up, okay? Nobody's spiritual guidance team member is saying that as well. Source, God, Goddess, same deal, okay? So please, do it triggered if you got it, but not to your detriment kind of thing, but do the work, all right? So what can you let go of? Perhaps it is an air of sensitivity about you. Are you at your root on the other side of figuring out why you've got that sensitivity, finding out that perhaps, you know, you have this thing about you where you kind of internalize everything? Could it be connected to past trauma, past narcissists, perhaps? And so what of it, even if you do trace it back to that root? Now what? Because you're in charge. All right. Most of us really do high key resonate. I'd like to say all of us. Okay. If I'm going to assume, I'd really like to say all of us have left everybody. All right. Access denied everybody. That no longer means us well. That maybe never did. Okay. But the perception is there that you've got to leave them, whether love and lighting them from afar or not, leave them, right? Leave that mindset, leave the lack. Okay. Whatever is intending to ail you and or hold you back, right? Right. Okay, because if not, I really can't show all of this. I feel like she has a shirt, but it's just really questionable, and I don't want YouTube to question that. But this is not a good, this is giving like at least 8 of them swords, probably 10 out of the tarot. Okay, talking about sacrifice. And the crazy thing is, it comes with a very wealthy legacy wealth type of number. Dare I say angelic code, and that is 28. But that 28 reduces down to 10, a cycle closing and a new beginning emerging simultaneously and all at once. This is giving purge energy. This is giving dark night of the soul energy. This is giving rebirth. Okay. And so what will you do on the other side of letting go of what you or who you may need to let go? Okay. And so these people see that, you know, essentially you are the type to get it done. You are the doer. Okay. You're not, I don't really get too many excuse makers out of this bunch. All right. This says doable. The key is within your grasp, and a very healing and a very angelic type of code, angelic code, excuse me, number 4. All right. Whoever you are, you have the tendency to be a very wealthy made person, as they say. And that's not really talking about any kind of mafia ties. Really, this is talking about, you know, you having the wisdom, the moxie, the wherewithal, the stamina, the strength, the couth, as it were, to really build something out of your talent, skills, and abilities, out of your existence. Okay. This does speak to chosen one energy. So people may also say, you know, you've got like an old soul, as it were. All right. I do see high key evidence of what is considered the lifestyle of that of a spiritual hermit. Okay. You may have Virgo chart placements. Doesn't have to be the case, but you could also, you know, from one tarot reading to the next, come out in that hermit type of energy. The hermit card could come out frequently for you. Pile number 1 doesn't have to be the case, just saying. Okay. With this 25 reducing to 7 phenomenon, be still and listen to the spirits. People do see your otherworldly aspect. They do see your mysticism. Perhaps that's more aptly stated for you, pile number 1. They do see that you have some access to some knowledge that is not commonly known to man, or dare I say commonly known to ordinary man. Okay, and that's not a sexist remark, just a being, a, you know, patriarchy, I swear. So you could also resonate with, aside from that hermit, you could have the high priestess, dare I say the empress as well, but I'm really getting high priestess energy off of this card. That could be another tarot card or major arcana of some significance for you, pile number 1. And with the solitude, 31 reducing to another healing 4, alone but not lonely. You people know you don't need them, pile number 1. This is kind of giving, you know, I don't need the Super Bowl. Wait, what does Jay say? Like, I don't need I said no to the Super Bowl. I don't need them, you need me, or something like that. It's like I don't ever really need anyone, but I could want you, right? Like, people understand that that's what it is with you when they're dealing with you. Maybe not right away, but they, you know, maybe some people found that out the hard way. Pile number 1. I do see the solar plexus chakra may need some assistance right now. That does deal with your creativity as well as passion. But I do see on the other side of connecting with the elders, as it were, the ancestors, your spiritual guidance team. They will assist you to keep that passion pretty even keeled. Okay. Yeah, your guides are coming through with the 43 here, again, reducing to another 7, talking about closing cycles, rewards coming in for having done the work. They're reminding you, pal number 1, you don't have to actually go it alone. All right. And you don't have to be lonely just because you are alone. Maybe that's a lesson of some significance for you. Maybe that is something that you are double-minded about, perhaps. Okay. And that's not judgment. It might just be matter of factually coming through here for some and not all. Makes sense. So take what resonates, pal number 1. Reach out for support in this time, your guides are saying. Okay. So don't get too, like, don't get hyper independent, right? Like, just like you wouldn't want to be or know someone that's super duper needy, right? You don't want to be so overly independent that you're literally not even just a spiritual hermit, you're a freaking recluse. Okay. The guides don't want that. You're still here to integrate and make change. So you can't be simply and solely a recluse beyond that spiritual hermitage lifestyle. Okay. And spiritual hermitage really talks about protecting energy, yes, but not fearfully encapsulating energy in some aspect of the globe, such to the point where you feel in control and then ultimately safe, because that is toxic. That's a lack mindset of I don't have control and therefore I don't feel safe. So if that does also high key resonate, pile number 1, definitely assist yourselves with unblocking, okay, the root chakra as well. My goodness. Solar plexus is already heavy hitting. If and when you should find a blockage there, definitely integrate the inner child as well. Okay. And really the inner child is the part for the course of saying you don't have to do it all alone. Reach out for support. So along with your guides, I just realized this is actually the inner child oracle. One second here. We're almost done with this anyway. But I just forgot I have the books here for a reason. Hello? I sure do. All right, so pile number 1, you could actually be overarching this masculine type of energy, which is like, I'll protect, I will clam up, I will wall up, come hell or high water, I'm going to stay recluse, like that kind of stubborn energy, if you will, as well, right? This could be because of the insurmountable amount of rejection that you've experienced in this one lifetime. Dare I say, perhaps also many others. Okay. You're being asked to release that, though, because to hold on to it means you're not making room for the actual dreams, goals, wishes, fulfillment, and manifestations that are well underway to you now, unless you believe otherwise and totally put this thing down the crapper kind of thing, right? Nobody wants that. If you're still here, your higher self doesn't want that as well. So we definitely have to talk. Okay. You could actually have been attempting to assist yourself with some type of music, I'm seeing as well. Be mindful of the actual assistance, right? Just because something allows you to give yourselves permission to feel emotions doesn't necessarily mean it's helping, right? And that's not me saying, hey, do everything you can to never feel. No, I would never say that, okay? That would be so toxic. But at the same time, you want to even heal smart and not just hard, right? Like we talk about work all the time, but healing's work. So there's that. Shadow and otherwise. Like, just saying, there's a lot of work referable to healing, okay? In case anyone didn't know that. And I'm not really trying to like give a doom and gloom. It's just that I feel like some of these things aren't readily talked about in normal course, and I want to offer that kind of uh, environment for the channel, right? So everyone knows that they are not alone. Okay. And just because you are alone doesn't mean you have to fall prey to loneliness, right? Which are two different things. Yes. I see what you're saying there, Sky. I totally agree. All right. Um, Personal inquiry. Am I working with or against my environment? It's so funny, I just used that word. What is the purpose of my present solitude? Right? Ooh, chills on that. Chills on that. Protection, exclusion, development, right? It's so funny because protection and exclusion aren't always the same thing. Same deal with exclusion and development. Same deal with development and protection. So it seems like there is some inner turmoil going on that somebody needs to actually recognize so that it can be checked. Not recognized so that somebody has reason to join the rest of the choir in the background with, you know, hating you. No. But to empower oneself toward furtherance of enlightenment makes pretty much sense and sounds powerful AF, if I do say so myself, and maybe even lucrative to do, because we're still talking legacy wealth and big-ish, okay? Definitely integrate that inner child. The inner child is also definitely a conduit with which to produce, and to produce even finances, you guys, wealth, which is different in some degrees and respects compared to wealth, okay? Wait, did I say that right? Compared to like pentacles, resources. And it's so funny because this card, everything is wonderful, really should be your mantra. You guys have done so much work. Everyone else can see it now. Pile number one. Okay. So this is giving like spiritual baddie. This is giving like high priestess, empress, queen of cups energy, right? This is big-ish. People can see you are tapped in. They can see the differences in your light. They may even try to out you as, you know, really accessing some aspect of spirit and or the spiritual, you know, to your detriment kind of thing. And I'm putting the air quotes there quite purposefully. Hello, right? Because people can think whatever they want to think. Not everybody's right when they think every time. Just saying, ourselves included. That's why we talk about this. So if and when we do find ourselves learning, I mean, how do you know something until you didn't know it, and then you realize, oh, now I do. Right? Like, give yourselves a break. We're all somewhere on the path of this. Okay. Some of us have been on the self-love journey, dare I say lifestyle, you know, for a few years now. Okay. And some of you perhaps started 20 minutes ago or 20 seconds ago, depending on who I'm talking about, right? So when we come on these live streams and we're talking about the general course of general collective messages, please know I'm speaking to a group of individuals who are somewhere on the path, not always, you know, walking around like, what are they called? Siamese twins or something, right? Like we're not our own version of ticky-tacky boxes. Really, we're the anti-ticky-tacky box, right? Different strokes for different folks, yes. And it takes all kinds to know and love all kinds. Makes sense? All right. So there's that. It can be a tricky thing to navigate the spaces between independence and reliance. For many people, as they were growing up, independence might have been worshipped as the highest standard of personal character and personal achievement, and reliance on another may have been seen as weakness or being overly needy. While it is good to take responsibility for ourselves, we were never meant to walk this life in solitude. If you've pulled this card, and you have, pal number one, just saying, so now that you're caught up, it is time to be honest with yourselves about what you need at this moment. This card might also indicate that it is time to seek professional help as well. Now, I'm not a doctor, right? So I kind of like that side note, like, hey, just saying, right? That's you, you know what to do with you and the therapist and vice versa, all that, right? But here's the sit, you guys. We talk about these things so that often you can get confirmation, like, yeah, that's exactly part and parcel of the issue. Other times we talk about this because maybe it gives you that piece you were looking for towards what is the issue here, right? And so different people are grouped into perhaps you know, from one pile to the next. Okay, so hopefully this is making sense. But it is okay to make your needs known and to take up space, collective. You do not have to separate yourself or go it alone. Take steps to connect with trusted friends and family and let them be helpful to you. They will be happy to do so and will most likely feel fulfillment, excuse me, and joy in being of service to you. So, hello, you've got your tribe here. That's why the channel was created. Makes sense? All right. It's part of that, you know, desired environment, okay? And in the sense of desired, meaning one conducive to you learning and growing your soul while safely doing so, right? So I can't sit here and say, oh, you know, you maybe never might wonder after receiving some food for thought, or you maybe never, you know, will be triggered. Maybe you have to be so that you understand exactly how important the work is to do, right? Rocking around with self left unchecked ultimately, you know, as you start the ball rolling, won't feel as comfortable as perhaps it did in moon cycles past, right? And so it's all part and parcel of keeping that conducive environment towards growth, okay, towards enlightenment, towards empowerment, all right? And that's what I love about us, and that's what I love about our channel. Makes sense? So this is a pretty powerful grouping of individuals that I'm speaking to. You might resonate with being CEOs, bosses, right? Whether guy, girl, what have you. And that's all well and great. You know, I gather that there's been a lot of harsh energies that you've had to ferret through, that you've had to ignore, right? Others maybe perhaps even overcome, depending on what all other aspects of the obstacles that these people and their existence may have, you know, played out in your path for you. But please know the divine backs you, okay? And you don't ever have to fear that that wouldn't be the case. I mean, of course, obviously, whomever I'm speaking to, you're not going to be, you know, creating harm intentionally in this space, in this environment, in this world, in this new earth energy, okay? And this is why you're so never alone. You are so divinely backed. The divine couldn't leave you alone even if they wanted to, and they could never. That's why they, you see what I'm saying, they could never want to leave you alone. Not you, part number one. Anyone making sense of this? I'd like to say everyone connected to this collective, because I know that I know that I know I have the best collective hands down. So you know what, I'm not restricting anyone here, especially if you're connected to the collective, that, you know, I'm not going to restrict you from getting this message and taking it as your own. You should all be claiming this, okay? As you should, and of course, unapologetically. Makes sense? There could be some significance to the angelic code 23 or 17, all right? And they reduce down to 5 and 8. I mean, 1 5 alone is life-changing energy, right? 1 8 alone is talking about really how pleased the divine is with you. Really talking about being in the direct line and will and alignment of the will of God, as it were. Okay. Um, you're being asked to commune with source, with spirit, as it were, and to really make time for that. That should be part for the course of your lifestyle, for sure here, pile number one, recluse or not. So serious, okay? And I gather you too understand that as well, pile number one, but it is coming out through the cards, and I am the messenger, and I'm not going to half-ass that part, just saying, okay? There is a solution for every problem. And so you are being asked to commune with source, with spirit, as it were, for confirmation of that, as well as perhaps guidance on next steps, especially if that resonates with you. And of course, it is what you make of it. You know, if you want to walk around looking for problems, you know, my understanding is time and time again, more times than not, you'll find them. So, you know, if you resonate with kind of maybe that glass half empty type of vibe, you might want to switch it around so that you're not looking for problems, if that makes sense, right? So yeah, that's par for the course of, you know, doing what was asked of pile number one, right? Checking in. It's like, okay, are the sacrifices that I'm making necessary? Are they protective measures? And if and when they are found to be protective measures, are they born out of balance? Because, you know, if you've been burned bad enough, and no pun intended, right? Like, seriously, I mean, people, there's been really horrific stuff that have happened to people out there. And I don't want to go through it. Like, I'm not here to magnify that, but I'm just saying, you know, once you are taken from in any way, measure, or form, you know, after one time, it takes a while, regardless of what the taking meant, right? To perhaps overcome that, to perhaps feel safe again, right? And so, you know, yes, when you are in recluse mode, perhaps you are affording yourselves a lot more availability to commune with source, right? But even communing with source is never meant to be a band-aid, right? Not to the point where you're not still actioning out what source has you here to do. And sometimes it really is as simple as enjoying your life. It's not always about like, let's go, you know, hunt down the next demon and let's go find a new lane to slay and dominate it, right? Sometimes, a lot of times, we are here to just be and enjoy being just that, right? Understanding that divinity backs us even in those moments. And even in those moments, you're actually integrating a lot of energetic space with which, you know, source and divine energies can really allow for a lot of things to be lopped off of you, dare I say, spiritually as well as energetically, because you're in that flow state. I just am. I am that I am. That I am. Right? With appreciation and gratitude, that is a form of worship. So perception is everything. Okay, especially when you're doing shadow work, you've got to know and you've got to be honest with yourselves. One person would say, "Oh, you know what? I just find myself doing everything I can to commune with spirit because I just really love spirit," right? And another person may have to be like, "You know what? I think that I don't really feel safe unless I'm really calling spirit in, unless I'm really over magnifying in my forward frontal lobe focus the divinity that backs me." And that's not me making a judgment call. Sometimes we've been there, right? And I'm not saying it like, oh, that's just 1,010% toxic either. However, if it would be imbalanced, okay, to the point where at the end of the day, you don't know if you can actually not make 14 hours a day to commune with source, because if not, something just feels off. You feel like the devil's going to get you, kind of, you know, it's like, wait, hold on. You know what I mean? Because there is no severability, right? So why are you infusing fear there? Fear never helps, right? Fear will rob you every freaking time, right? Such to the point where somebody can actually literally think themselves into some form of oppression, and dare I say, worse, possession. Okay, it's all about your belief that unlocks access or denies access. Makes sense? All right. So, and because I'm speaking to a large group of people, all right, I want to make sure I'm hitting all the points here, because from one person to the next, there are some differing routes. Makes sense, even though you're connected to pile number one, perhaps, right? And it's funny, I'm looking down at this card. There is some significance to 11s, I see. This card says flashover. It's all in your head, okay? So, you know, you may be finding yourselves, Paul, somebody's name might be Paul, pile number one, okay? And it's like, you really have to check yourself before you wreck yourself, okay? Maybe some people are seeing this about you. Maybe this is why that somber seriousness. I mean, look at her face, okay? And this could be, I could be talking about a guy, girl, what have you, right? It's like, wow, you're all mystic. Wow, you're all like priestess vibes, right? Why is your face like that though? Do you know what I mean? They're noticing that it's like you could have more fun, or you could be more lighthearted, or you could smile, right? And this could be because, you know, somebody here is in their head. That makes me want to go into this one deck. See, I didn't realize. I feel like I half-assed it. Hold on 1 second. Just real quick, because I know it's right here. And I like this deck. When I find anybody in their head, I'm like, no, let's check it. Let's check it. If light is in your heart, pile number 1, you will find your way home. Use your intuition. Return to the past. Be your own teacher, also coming out. So there could be some inferences about who you used to be that you're being asked to revisit so that you can reintegrate into who you are now. So of course the inner child comes to mind. It's like, well, who did you say you were going to be when you grew up? And I'm not saying go rush and be that, because maybe even your perception there was a little scared. Maybe there were some pressures placed on you. All I'm saying is what really made you light up, not what did you think made your parents happy to say or pleased others when you said it, okay? Authenticity, okay? No more lying to yourselves, even about the hard stuff. It doesn't help anyways, right? Yeah, life can be hard and life can be wonderful. Wow, that's crazy. Hold on, where's that other card? Everything is wonderful. Chills. I am so serious. Look, life can be hard and life can be wonderful. Which one will you focus on? And as this card states, everything is wonderful. That's the key. Okay. So there is some perception to, hey, like, don't make it any harder than what it's going to be. There's kind of, I don't know why I'm trying to see with my eyes. Keyword try, because I don't see it clearly, but it almost looks like a cobra. It looks like, maybe even 2 cobras, or maybe a copperhead snake. I don't know. Maybe somebody likes snakes. Maybe somebody has snakes. This is also giving like rebirth of the crown. It's like you're almost there, babe. Like you're so at the fucking end of the finish line for this. You've just got to tweak just a little, like up here, referable to what you will think from now on. Are you going to be thinking life is hard? Or are you going to be thinking, which is the truth that Divine's trying to offer you even now, which is everything is wonderful. And there is that utopia, that personal utopia. This is not a utopia talking about everyone on earth necessarily kumbayaing, right? However, you are here to be co-creators with source energy for this new earth, which goes like, we are connected, we understand who we are versus who we are not. And so we thrive. We don't simply barely stay alive. We actually thrive here. Shows on that, okay? And everything is wonderful. Remember? Yep, make time to play. I called it through the channeling. Make time to play. Be free. All right, integrate the inner child. What's your inner voice been asking of you? Listen and act. Yeah, commune with source. Commune with higher self, okay? Do something kind for yourself. Is what's coming through here. All right. Gone are the days of people pleasing. You focus on you now, Paul number 1. You know? Yeah. Serendipity. Merge with the flow. This is you're being called to integrate in your flow state. That I am that I am. You don't have to be so task oriented all the damn time. Okay. There's a time and a place for that. All right. So I get that whoever I'm speaking to, you're working out of this. And that's fine, but I need you to take that seriously, such to the point where you work out of it instead of just talk about it. Do you see what I'm saying? Because this is a lot. Whoever I'm speaking to, I mean, gosh, this does kind of feel like my pile, kind of, really, if I'm going to out myself. I mean, workaholics come to mind. Okay. It's like you just always have to do something. Like you just always have it to do. And because you're supposed to have really at the top of that list doing you. So what do you mean you're about damn near burnt out? What do you mean that, your feet are about to go numb because you stood on them all day and night? What do you mean that, you can't feel your wrists because, you know what I'm saying? Like you just were scrubbing so hard all day, you really have to balance this ish out, because at the end of the day, you're in charge of what your lifestyle is, right? Just like anything else, right, that comes to mind about identity. You get to choose. All right. Now, that's not me intending to be triggering towards anyone's sexual orientation and or the LGBTQ plus community, and or coming for anyone referable to current political energies and things like that. I very well much understand what's going on there, and I'm still giving the message that you creating your own personal utopia, which has nothing to do with the rest of that. So I hope somebody's getting this, okay? Because yes, you can. And yes, it does work. Test it. Test it out. Get into the spiritual laws and principles. All right. There is a solution for every problem. Look how this is connecting to, the body, its state, whether current, whether, moon cycles past. There is trauma perhaps trapped in areas of the body, maybe perhaps specifically the ankles and the feet. You might resonate. I'm literally burping, so somebody really needs to call back, cleanse, release, right? We had release even come out. And now that I say that, because I can't find the release card, okay, I'm looking at Samdi, 29, reducing to 11. Perfect acceptance, okay? Get into that flow state. Perfect acceptance doesn't mean like giving up. It's not the same. All right, perfect acceptance is more like I accept myself as imperfectly perfect, right? Turning it is what it is into the most glorious lemonade, perhaps, right? If we're talking lemons, just saying, okay? Keep going, because we're still coming out of the illusion type of, I want to call it like coding, referable to the Matrix, okay? A lot of illusion, a lot of smoke that's still yet to clear. Okay, we're at the very beginning stages of new earth energy. Makes sense? And it's all conscious based. It's not hopping from one planet to the next or 3D printing earth, right? I'm so serious. Okay, commune with source. Do not give up hope. To give up hope on yourselves would be the equivalent to giving up hope on divinity, and to give up hope on divinity would mean basically a surrender of life force, energy, even, and of course inclusive of lifestyle. Think about it. How many people do you know that you've seen along the way, perhaps, where they just seem to be aimlessly milling about? It's like they're clearly alive. Yeah, they brush their teeth. Yeah, they dress themselves. Yeah, they made a baby, but like, and right? You don't want to be that type of being, do you? Well, you can't be anyways. I don't think the divine would allow for it, especially if you found this channel, just saying, right? So there's that. So keep going. If light is in your heart, and it is, you will find your way home. You will find your way home to source, okay? Laugh as much as you breathe, love as long as you live, have fun, enjoy life, and nurture relationships. Forget safety. Live where you fear to live. Take a chance. Dare to dream. Risks do pay off, right? So you can't be so like black and white about this thing. You can't be so one-sided. Like, you can't be so logical now. You're too much magic. Make sense? Consider, question, and comprehensively take a look at what you do find after questioning yourselves, after after communing and perhaps questioning source even, okay? Career is on the rise for someone here. And with this passion, all right, connecting to your destiny, of course, you're going to get that enthusiasm back. You're going to dare to dream again. You're going to be bold enough to face again, to pick up where you left off and go beyond where you've ever known before in your path, whether this is connecting back to simply and solely career, and or that life force, that solar plexus chakra type of passion, type of vibes, okay? Spice of life, as it were. The will to live, perhaps, even for some, okay? Because gone are the days where you can literally just keep a distance and be that strange stranger up on the hill. All right. You're being asked to integrate. We're building new earth. Makes sense? All right. I don't know what's up with the bell tonight, you guys. It's kind of giving the vibe here. I don't know. This kind of feels like the energy of like an unknown altitude, a reacclimation being required. Maybe you could have had some head pressure about your crown. I don't know. This is almost giving vertigo, but not really. The energy is, yeah, it's like you're above the clouds in some weird way, right? And this could be because of the supermoon energy approaching. You guys, we have moon messages that we got to get to tomorrow night, referable to, well, actually tonight, referable to that pink moon. All right, eat me. I see you. Love and light. Laura, wasabi? What about wasabi? That's funny. I love to say wasabi. Ooh, that sounds like Lenny. Yeah, that sounds exactly like Lenny. See how you know that, Sky, though? It's so cute. Sky's like, I know. All right, let me stop. Ooh, let me see here. Eat me. My goodness, that sounds like fun. Oh, wow, that came out fast. Yes, victory and success. It's giving, who made these, right? And then you're going to have to like prance around like I know you ought to, right? I did. That came from me. I did that. Toot your own horn, eat me as you should. No, that's great. It's giving fun. All right, so that's a yes. You just finished the bases. Oh, it's going to be great. Love and light, Teresa. I just saw you come in there, babe. Love and light. So the bell rang, and you guys, if I skipped over you, I promise it wasn't on purpose. Unless it was that you didn't follow the live stream rules. All right, just saying. Hashtag made by Jeff. Yes. Yes, that'll be great. Then you can share that in the group Eat Me on Facebook. You got to go over there too. That'd be fun. You guys, the links are in the description box, right? So it's real easy. You just click on it and woo, it's like a whole tunnel, a vortex, if you will. It takes you right to it. I'm so serious. Okay. Ooh, dog treats are fun. Gosh. Oh, eat me. You have a lot of energy. All right, let's see here. So pound number 1, huh? I'm going to have to go back and listen to that one. Shoot. What'd it say? Huh? All right, let's see here. All right. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. Ooh, 8 hours. I don't know. Maybe do like, who was it? Was it Van Gogh or was it Picasso that like never really like slept a full night's sleep? I think he like slept every 4 hours. I can't remember. That's gonna bother me because I know that, but I'm not getting it. Was it Picasso? We got a lot going on. Yikes. All right. So pound number 2, you guys, which is going to be at 48.14. The chrysoprase. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to spell it. CHRYSOPRASE. Known for its soothing, calming energy. Believed to be a powerful healer, again, for the heart chakra, promoting love, forgiveness, and emotional balance. This stuff is not the cheapest. I'm not exactly sure why. It's best if you can find somebody that has access to a mine to get it if you really want, or maybe like an eBay auction. I'm not sure. But pound number 2, I could be speaking to, or you could be a Libra, Capricorn, Pisces, or Aries. Oh my, you could be, especially if you're a Libra, you could be just like your girl, where it's like you get that song and then you go, we're just going to rock with this for the next 23 days. It's fine. We'll just have it on repeat. Don't take it off repeat. We're fine. Like, somebody could have supported a crowd-funded project. Doesn't have to be the case. And somebody could have found out recently they were cheated on. And you could be so like ADHD Aries, not that I'm like diagnosing anybody, but like you could be known to be like, oh, didn't realize I left that whole entire cabinet or fridge door open, right? Like just kind of out of sight, out of mind, like ADHD vibes, like, ooh, like, ooh. Yes, eBay auctions can be pretty cool for crystals. That's true. Smart guy, that Lenny. So pile number 2. Your card states, where there is ruin, there is hope for a treasure. Rough time, good outcome. Everything will work out okay. So you could be going through a storm. All right, you guys, they really say we're either going into one or coming out of one. So take your pick there, I guess. Pile number 2. Um, yeah, do what you want to do. There could be some significance to dolphins. Nighttime swimming could be a leisure activity on repeat that you got somehow. You could live near a beach or a body of water. Doesn't have to be the case. You could have a Dalton. Maybe somebody's name is Dalton, Dalton. Somebody could have a dolphin tattoo. Somebody could like the Miami Dolphins. You're needing to know you are enough here. 38 reducing to 11. New beginnings. Okay. You are enough. And I do see in the current energies despondence, right? It's all like you want to be woe is me, but I get at the same time, you don't want to be stuck there, right? It's like feelings are valid. Feelings are feeling. And though, right? And maybe you just feel like you got stuck on this hurdle. You got, like you're sitting on the fence as to whether or not perhaps whether or not you feel you can get over whatever and what'll ever happen, or life in general, right? Depending on who I'm reading for and what all they got going on, as to why they, perhaps are being challenged. Like, hey, do you know your worth? What about the tax, right? Do you treat you with enough of your own goodness, grace, mercy, energy, with your own cheers, as it were, with your own supportive measures? Firstly, or are you giving it away to others to the point where you've got nothing left to give you or anyone, right? See how it doesn't work to be in that people-pleasing lane? It just really doesn't lead anywhere pleasant, even if you like reside on it full time. I'm so serious. It just gets worse and worse. The longer you live there, the longer you stay there, the longer you try to action out there. You're going to want to rip your hair out down there, okay? And validly so. See how feelings are tricky? Right? Like we always talk about, like, okay, like feelings, yeah, they can be high key indicators of what's going on, right? But they also could assist with an illusion, right? God forbid your perception about something or someone and or yourself should ensue to the point where you had feelings about it. They too would be valid feelings in those moments, wouldn't they? See, that's the tricky bitch about it. Just saying, okay? So you've got to utilize intuition, yes, but also wisdom. The wisdom that really might even just be coded into you. Maybe you've got to search deep within to find it. Maybe it came with that recent, upgrade in light codes on the back end of the last lunar eclipse. All right, well, here's the sitch tomorrow. At varying times, of course, depending on where in location on the globe you're positioned. You should be able to see the pink moon, but guess what? It's not even just a pink moon. It's not even just a moon. It's a super moon. It's a pink super moon. All right. Just saying, the last full moon, okay, as well as lunar eclipse, the full moon was in Virgo energy. All right. Big stuff happening with these transits. Like, I almost want to get a headache, just saying, okay? Be mindful to be grace-filled with self right now, all right? Now, that's not a call to coddle, talking about, well, I'm tired because I really just don't want to do fill in the blank, so therefore, I just won't do. Now, I get to the root of it, right? Somebody here is just tired, okay? So when they get to the root of it, it's like literal exhaustion. Somebody else here could say, yeah, tired, right? But on the other side of being authentic with oneself, okay, facing one from self to self, on the other side of maybe even facing that shadow, you realize, okay, I just don't want to. I'm fearing change. I'm overwhelmed at the thought of producing and or creating change. Well, guess what? You're in new earth energy. So you better get used to it. Makes sense. You've got a lesson to assist you with that. So what of it? Where's the problem, right? Keep going. Irregardless of how you resonated there, keep going, okay? And whoever I'm speaking to, you do have enough intuitive hits to know, yep, got to keep going. Yep, I am more than enough. Not even just barely enough. Okay, I'm more than enough. You do not have to give more to be more blessed. All right, that would be the epitome of trying to, play people pleaser towards the divine. Oh, here's the sitch. You are the divine. So there's no severability. So you don't really have to put on airs. You can just know and be grateful that you are royal divinity. And so what of it? What will you do now? See what I'm saying? Because see, you guys, on the other side of that perception tweak, you can get a lot more done, right? So serious. And divine placed you here, right? Did its part as well, separately and apart from you, as well as together backing you, as well as within you. I'm so serious, okay? To put you here to do the damn thing, to make positive change, to learn and grow your soul, to make it back home unto source. Make sense? Okay? So now that you're caught up, don't forget you are enough. All right? Don't forget you can do what you want to do. I love this for you. Don't forget that in spite of the buckish, okay, you are wise enough to move past it, to learn and grow out of it, okay, and to honor your path as well as divinity. Look at that. Backing you, babe. Pile number 2. Where's the problem? But here's the sitch. People are seeing you struggle with your self-confidence. People are seeing you struggle to maintain semblance of happiness as well. People are seeing you not give yourselves credit for the wisdom that you do carry. And this could be part and parcel because the people seeing you around you hope you don't. For some, maybe not all. For many of you, I'm sure, right? Yeah. And yet you are to act like you know you are enough. You are to act like you know that you are the royal divinity, walking, talking, actioning out, making change, producing, becoming, right? So serious. This dolphin it's like the dolphin version of the phoenix rising from the ashes, right? Like it's like this is the black sheep dolphin rising from like the ashes of the ocean. You know what I'm saying? Like this is not something common. So of course you're being highlighted as an example of what it's like when you honor divinity. Make sense? You're not here to fit in. You're too divinely backed, right? But it's like you're divinely backed to like go and like be presented towards others, like as an illustrative example of like what to do, in spite of maybe not always knowing what to do. Like I'm so serious. All right, too backed. Too backed by the divine to be questioning this. I've got the Muse of the Muse Tarot, the Muse of Emotions coming out, and the Fool card from the Muse Tarot for you. Pile number 2. All right. Queen of Materials. And excuse me, Page of Materials underneath her. This is just talking about exactly what you came here to do. Be fruitful and multiply, basically. Okay? You are so backed by divinity, you guys. Pile number 2, look at this. Yes, birds represent messengers. And yes, crows also can represent ancestors. It's like somebody does not want this getting out. And I actually am a little mindful. Is it because of a cross watcher for pile number 2? But you've got guides all around you, all around you, all around you. Look at this. You're just never alone. Like you just can't be. You know what I'm saying? You're in charge of the loneliness, though. I guess you could feel lonely if you wanted. But it's almost like whoever I'm speaking to, you should know this is the truth. They even say things like you are coded with spiritual codes. You are coded with universal codes. You are coded with the universe inside of your meat suit, right? And here's like a little bit of a depiction because she still has that bareback energy, right? It's almost like she's still coming into higher aspects of, understanding her own essence here, her own higher minded self here. And it's like, that's exactly the epitome of pile number 2. Because the whole time, look at this. You are backed by divinity that is you. See what I'm saying? Like, here's like guides going, yeah, no, like we're great. we're helping with the balance and the alchemy, right? And you're just there, like, made of them. It's the, like, they made cards about it, just, you know what I mean? So please accept that you are, as they would say in the religious community, perhaps, godly wise, right? Yeah, because you were coded with that, all right? Literally a depiction indicating same that we just went over. I don't need to go over it again, but you need to continue on the path wherever you are so that you see exactly all ramifications of that support. I gather you planted a lot of seeds, a manifestation for self as well as others, and this is actually producing fruit, maybe even flowers, no pun intended, because your guides are also benefiting from your seeds of manifestation. They benefit your ancestors, as you continue on the path, as you take heed to the call, as you stand up. That's why you're coming out as the muse. This is giving like apple of God's eye type of energy. And so, of course, you would have Akashic access here, pile number 2. Of course, you would have, this is like giving special niche type of wisdom. All right. You have really broken beyond the matrix here. All right. With this tower in the reverse. And 2 of voices. You really have balanced all aspects of duality, dark and light here. And you do carry the ability to have unskeered and right and proper perception. Okay. Wow. You just keep going, because as you do, those upswings and downswings will even keel out. All right. That's just a little bit of the dark night that you're experiencing here, Empress. As I say, I can't even make this shit up as I say that. Yeah, awakening card. Well, yep, that's a pretty much your bet, sure. Yep, okay. Because I get it. Look, I mean, the Ten of Swords is right underneath it. This is not for the faint at heart. Some of you, this isn't even just the dark night of the soul. It's initiation. As I say that, cut the deck back to the spirit guides. And these are just some, not all. I'm hearing, quote, and there are many, end quote. Yeah, you keep going, babe. Guy, girl, what have you. You keep going, pile number 2. All right. Now, keep that heart space, that heart chakra, empowered. I want to say it that way. Free to love, free to give, and free to receive. Okay. You can't leave any of those out, though. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? Because otherwise you're operating in that toxicity imbalance state. Okay. And really that can be so detrimental, you guys, if you are left in that people pleasing energy, or attempting to be, or just with the residual. Okay. Because you're going to fall prey to things like other people's opinions and other people's wants of you, your time, right? It's like nobody has time for that. You're freaking building the new earth energy, consciousness, awareness, vibe, right? Should you actually get tied up with some buckish? No, I don't think so, right? I feel like you're too divine for that, too protected, too blessed. All right, so don't not act like that now. Makes sense. Everything will work out for you, and you are good enough. You do not have to give any more than you are willing to receive, right? Everything should be even keel. Even keel keeps coming out. So maybe somebody talks like that, or maybe somebody's guide talks like that, or maybe somebody's guide is connected to boats, or someone here is connected to boats. As I do, it's so funny. I was just learning about that the other day, that it originates to that phrase originates to a boat somehow, referable to the way the boat is properly and evenly sitting in the water. I think there's some sort of keel mark, so they go even keel. I don't know. It's real interesting. Muse of materials as well as muse of emotions came out. Divine's 2 wrapped in what you're doing, what you're supposed to do, what you're about to do. And this is why you're so supported. Oh my god. Wait, hold on one second. Hold on one second. Oh my goodness. Archangel Michael definitely chills on that. Has big goings ons with you. All right, that's for sure. I'm also seeing aspects of Gaia energy left and right too. I should have already mentioned. There's expansion and growth referable to all aspects of this vegetation. And it's so funny because you know what? If you fell prey to the despondence, it could be because you were fearing some of the illusion, all right, which looks like, oh no, you're asked out, you're SOL, you're going under, nobody cares, this isn't going to work, this isn't going to last long, you're not going to actually be successful, you're not capable of maintaining success. Like, so I mean, it's a lot of you know, mental and heart space energy that I'm picking up on here as I say that. You know what I'm saying? All right, so definitely use the calming stones. Okay, we talked about 2 so far. I mean, I know this was pile number 1, the blue Larimar. In case the crystal praise for your pile number 2 didn't tickle your fancy. They're both pretty calming stones. Definitely get whatever. I feel like blue Larimar is pretty readily available and fairly cheap. Okay. Especially because the crystal praise, not so much. Not so much, if I do say so myself. But calming nonetheless, yes. Oh, pile number 2. So basically, people are saying that they're seeing aspects of you getting up in your head, aspects of that holding you back to some degree. They could see you as maybe flighty in the sense of like, you know, one moment you want this, then the next you're emphatically stating, no, I want that kind of thing. And maybe there are truths and maybe there are changes in those truths. Maybe because of the amount of dark night of the soul energy that, you know, it's coming through. Maybe this is why there's so much change. They can't keep up with your changes. It's like, what do you mean you don't eat green beans anymore? It used to be your favorite vegetable. You won't even eat them this way, not that way. You won't eat them, like, you know. And it's like, no, I literally cannot eat them, right? And long story short, it's like the upgrades, they're too often, too frequent, you know. And I don't know why the guides gave me green beans, just go with it. But I mean, maybe that is a thing. It's like all of a sudden, you know, depending on how built up your system was with some sort of component, maybe on the other side, a great change, that one component kind of triggers it now, like kind of thing. And you're like, you know, trying to get people to understand the inexplicable. So fun. I get that, right? So there's that. But keep going, okay? And don't allow yourselves to feed into the hype, which is, again, that illusion. You are able to do what you want to do. It will end well, right? Everything will work out. And you are enough, coming through as 3 heavy hitting type of energies and reminders and, dare I say, confirmations for you, pile number 2. Okay. So that's what I have for that pile. Let's see. Love and light, Sean. All right, let's see here. Lovely, unique. Please definitely check the description box, babe. You got to hit the word more. It should be highlighted, or there will be like 3 little dots, and allow that panel to open up for you. Scroll down to the live stream rules. All right, I'd love to read your cards, but you got to follow those rules in order for me to do so for free on the live stream. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. But welcome, babe. Much love and light. All right, let's see who else is in here. You guys, we did pile number 2. We got one more. Okay, let me see here. Sorry for my finger, you guys. No, you know what? I am doing great. I am doing great, Sky. No worries. Just you know, overcoming a lot of you know, trying to speak in code here. It's like I'm fine, like for real, but like whoever's doing whatever out there, wow, fair warning, because that shit is gonna smack a so bad, right? And you did that. So I don't even have to do anything. And I am fine, so no worries. But yeah, thank you, Sky, for your concern. You're cheating. Unique. So Unique, if you want to cheat, I guess that's on you, you know what I'm saying? But like, I can't even answer that the way that you posed it, so I guess you ain't lying, you know what I mean? I don't know what to tell you about that. Oh, your question cut off? Okay, because, yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it would cut off. I didn't do anything to it. Maybe just shorten it up so I can, right? Okay, you know, okay. All right. I was like, wow, you just really just were so authentic to tell me you were cheating while you were cheating. All right, I guess I have to respect that. I didn't realize what you're saying, that it cut off. All right. Well, it is late, so anything could happen there. You never know. So try it again, babe, and maybe so you want to know just long and the short of it, right? Is he cheating? Not well, let me go back. I'm so confused at this point. Hold on. Yeah, because an advice is not like a yes or no, if that makes sense. But we could say, like, should you care about trying to patch anything up with him? Or I don't know what your question might want to be, but I mean, I'm not here to create your question either, if that makes sense. So just trying to help. But then I'm like, am I helping? I mean, I could go into pound number 3, right? And bang that out. I'm going to ring the bell again if you need some time, if that makes sense, Unique. Okay, well, he stopped acting like I am. Or yes, should I care or do something? All right, I'm just going to give you a card then, because I don't know exactly what your question is. I'm not picking on you, babe. I'm just, I don't know. I think maybe you're asking 2 questions there in one, and I'm like, yes or no. Here we go. Here we go. So we have a yes coming out with the Chariot, and a yes still at the bottom of the deck there. And it seems like if there's no communication, there will be. And or if there's communication, it could get better. All right, if that's what you want. I think focusing on you is probably going to allow you to find somebody who's more your caliber, but you can, like the cards state, make it work if you want it to work. All right, now that's not necessarily saying, hey, there's absolutely no one better than that guy. Just saying, right? It's kind of like what you're willing to believe you're worthy of is what you will receive, right? And unless and until you believe you're worthy of somebody better than somebody you have to question, then, you know, maybe you could be happy with somebody that you'd have to question, which I feel like would be sad and not something me personally I would want. So, like, from one soul seed to the next, I would say work on you to the point where you know that you know that you can't settle. You wouldn't even question why somebody had to make you question, because you just already wouldn't even question. They wouldn't even be in your radar, right? And that's not even being bitter or Betty, right? Like, that's just being better. You know what I'm saying? Than the times before when you kind of, you know, perhaps didn't allow yourself to wait it out, perhaps to see exactly how great, you know, in spite of it being a great sacrifice to be alone or to be protective of your energy, how great of a choice that was, because then you just streamline it to get into that one, right? Unless you're not there yet. Maybe you want something lighthearted and something iffy. You could make it work. That's what it's coming off the cards. So that's the best I got for you, Unique. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, and I mean, that's why it's like you could make it work, because I mean, there he is right there clinging to you. But I just don't get that, even if it looked good on paper, Unique, that you'd be like actually like inside of yourself being happy, right? And then you just go, why would you waste your effort and time and maybe even somebody else's, you know, at that point, kind of thing, right? It's okay to be alone. We just even had a whole message about it, and about how it doesn't have to equate to loneliness either, and that if and when it should, you can, You can deal with that, and you can handle it, and you can get over that. You know what I mean? Anybody who's listening to this, not even just you, unique, but I just don't want you to feel all called out and stuff, but anybody, right? And we talk about that often on the channel because it is true. Often, many of us, because we are so high caliber, as it were, in spirit, in worth, we are asked to kind of hermit it out a season or two. Maybe not until your dying day, as it were, right? We're not here to be absolutely alone always and always, ever. Okay? So fear not. And it's okay to take a season or two. You know, you can go have a hot girl summer or something real quick and just keep your energy with you. You know what I'm saying? But go out and have a great time. Go out and get those compliments just the same as they come, but it doesn't have to equate to you sacrificing, or dare I say, casting pearls, okay, before any swine or anybody who's just really gonna waste your time, and maybe you'd waste theirs, right? You got better shit to do. You know what I mean? That's just what I say. You know, you got better stuff to do. Oh, well, if you have made a love child together, yeah, it makes sense that you would keep the parents around, I suppose, right? But even then, it's not like a ball and chain situation where it's like, okay, now you actually have to be like with this person in that type of way for the rest of your days either. So don't feed yourself that lie either, if that makes sense. You know, what's done is done, but you know, you can still make that work, and it doesn't have to mean riding off into the sunset with the guy while he's clinging. Do you know what I mean? It can mean that he can cling to assisting you with the child that he's, you know, helped to make. You know what I'm saying? And be present in the child's life, right? But not under the guise of, you know, being able to be with you in that way. Maybe like moon cycles past, you know? Wow, I just got news somebody is pregnant. That's so funny. And you're talking about that. Let me see something. This does appear to be a soulmate of yours. So, you know, maybe Spirit saying you can make it work, okay? But look, it's the 10 of Wands. So is it like, you know, just batting an eyelash, or waiting until the wind blows left? Not necessarily, right? But at the same time, it's like this is a soulmate, and you do have a love child, right? I do see this person intending to do well by you, as well as the connection. Of course, that would include the kid. All right. Um, but at the same time, I'm not seeing guidance. I'm seeing that, you know, it's up to you. If you get to the point where you're like, I don't want this anymore, you would be supported in that, in spite of the child. If you get to the point where you go, because of the child, I just really can't bring myself to actually pull myself away from this person, you will find ways to be in it enough where, you know, you do get happiness out of it. Probably, especially because the child is included. All right. So, okay, so you get it. And congratulations to you as well, babe. Yeah, that just threw me off. One of my adopted kids. Oh my goodness. And I just, you know what? You guys, here's a sitch. Your giftings, your intuition might be super heightened by now. We didn't even get to this moon energy, this super moon, to be exact. Super pink moon. So be mindful. Keep those thoughts high. I'm tapping in because I'm getting nauseous. That's crazy. Keep those thoughts high. All right, because you can manifest like that, whether it's a parking spot, whether it's a new job. Like, I'm so serious. You have to believe. All right, because the energies are just conducive if you're working the steps, okay? And by the steps, I'm really talking about the spiritual laws and principles, but I digress. Pound number 3, we're starting at 119, the blue azurite, okay? And again, you guys, because I looked it up, let's make sure we all know. A powerful tool for intuition, creativity, and spiritual growth. It's thought to enhance insight encourages a more compassionate and loving approach to life. Okay. So I could be speaking to a Sagittarius, a Leo, double confirmation on Leo, and as well as Aries. Okay. Sagittarius, you could definitely resonate with wanting to be in a connection, but also still very much being independent. I love that. I stand for that too. You, Leo, could be allergic to people who don't strive for success. And yet still the drama seems to be following you. And Aries, maybe you were recently texting in all caps. Somebody pissed you off, huh? Or you got one. Either you was on one and you gave one, or somebody else was on one and they gave one to you. Okay. So, got that out of the way. OCD is trying to kick in. Okay. Stop playing small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion. Courage, moving forward, making progress, action, pile number 3. All right. So we were talking about that, and you may also resonate with some of the other piles, specifically pile number 2, where we had pulled from the Muse Tarot, you know, the illustration of the guides, components, identity, basically being part and parcel of your own collective member. And same deal for the collective members resonating with pile number 3. Makes sense. Okay. No small potatoes, you guys. I'm not lying. They make cards about it. So serious. Okay. It says to struggle, and this is the time to climb. All right, so this is also giving death and rebirth energy, phoenix rising from the ashes. There's some significance to the moon energy coming through, okay? And so there could be some significance to what is just around the corner. It says, be brave and free. Okay, so no more struggle, right? We're a new earth. Okay, this is the old crappy teddy bear version, and but bam, there's what divine had for you the whole times, inclusive of guidance, okay? Higher aspected wisdom, makes sense, okay? And right now, a lot of aspects of the path are really pulling on your intuition. This is part for the course of that training, okay? It might be triggering, yes, but it also is high-key necessary. Makes sense? How do you know something until you've had the experience to grow through it, to know it, to recall it? All right, there is some aspect of recalling here for you, pile number 3. Really not in the sense of like, hey, do you remember like what you had for dinner? But more in the sense of like, hey, do you remember how like those other 13,000 lives that you had? Like, because you pull certain aspects out of your personality, affect, your coding, as well as your remembrances, and then like put them into the now space, utilizing your higher mind, okay, higher selves here, integrating into this new earth energy so that it's conducive to a greater environment for collective energies. Collective, I mean, this is who am I reading for? Like, seriously, pile number 3. Now y'all know why I say I have the best collective. All right, this ain't just anybody's collective, just saying. So serious. All right, there's that heart space energy, right? It's vibing. It is the vibe. Divine knows it. You are giving Muse energy. You are given wisdom with every upgrade. Okay, wow. You could have had a round of 3 upgrades within the past lunar cycle, I'm hearing to say. So you could have been experiencing body pains and shivers. All right. These, I'm not a doctor. Don't come for me. I'm not giving medical advice. Could very well be clearly linked to the light code activations and DNA upgrades, etc. Okay. Yeah. Make peace with your past coming out, as well as let chance play its creative role in your life. 18 reducing to 9. Wow, we've got number 1 with this Avenir. Make peace with your past, okay? Past versions of yourself, okay? Maybe you are integrating the aspects that you love or loved about yourself or selves into one more concentrated, how do I want to say that? So it's like your current vessel would have access to those aspects of what worked for you and what you celebrate about your selves, plural, for each and every one of you. I hope this is making sense, okay? Because multiple incarnations, multiple meat suits, etc., multiple skill sets, right? This is totally giving everything everywhere all at once, because it's like she was like a singer, and then she was like, what else? I think she was like, I don't know if she was like a Shaolin master, but she did something, and it was a lot of karate, I'll say it that way. And then what else? I think she was also like a figure skater. So, I mean, there are varying degrees of skill sets and differing types of knowledge, right? And so this is being asked of you to be, or your higher self is calling this in to be integrated so that you're really in your right and proper position to put your bestest foot forward, not even just your best, okay? Your bestest feet forward, because multiples make sense. All right, into this now space with this reintegration. So people could see that you are like an innovator. They could also feel you as a catalyst energy, pile number 3. Like you could be great at getting groups together. You could be great at like organizing different individuals to produce like works together. So like arts and production comes to mind. Theater comes to mind. Doesn't have to be the case, but just saying. Could be some significance to chaperone, because this girl is giving me that kind of vibe. But there's something to the way that you see things. It's like with a otherworldly lens. Like it's like other people are like, well, that's a chair. And you're like, yeah, but if you angle it this way, it starts to actually take the shape of like a side silhouette of a man. And here's his chest if he was twisted this way. And you're like, what? Everybody else is like, what? But then like 3 days later, you've painted it, that exact thing, and now it can't be unseen, right? Like it's giving like ET vibes, not to like out you or anything, but like just saying. And there is some high significance to the Fae. So you could have like petite features about you. It does not have to be the case. So serious, right? You could also have like pale skin or pallor, right? And you could be needing to go through a detox and or planning to go through a detox. You're being called to perhaps to cleanse and to restore yourself. Again, this is talking about gosh, this is like, I want to liken it to like a computer. Just hear me out, right? Like it's like a system defrag, but it's like more purposeful than that. This isn't really talking about cleaning up the ugly. This is talking about pulling out the beauty from the ashes. Oh, confirmation, from one incarnation to the next. But like all at once. I know it's a lot. I don't know who I'm reading for. Gosh. Um, so it's like really allowing people to operate wholly as their whole or wholly aspected higher selves in one vessel here, in one incarnation. And this is kind of, it's taken me back to that area in the movie or the script, dare I say, where in Everything Everywhere All at Once, the guy, what did he call himself? Alpha Newman. Was it Alpha Newman? Or no, Alpha Wayman, excuse me. It wasn't Newman. Alpha Wayman was explaining to her, his, how do I want to say that? To the female's character, and Wayman was her husband, but he was like the alpha version from like a different aspect of the, I don't know, universe or time space continuum. I'm not exactly sure how to say that. And he's basically like, listen, you're our only hope here. Like, you have this odd aspect about you where you've gotten this amount of things wrong in life kind of thing, but like blah blah blah, something else, something else. So it's like, I'm not even here saying that if you know from one incarnation to the next like how badass you are. I want to say it that way, because why should we say we're energy never dies, right? So there's that. You may, in this particular incarnation, in this particular meat suit or vessel or body, right, or identity or um, family lineage, okay, may not be the most heavy hitting, right? Like maybe you're no black icon from like the 50s and 60s. However, right, perhaps you were one. Okay, I hope this is making sense to somebody. So it's like maybe you have this weird imposter syndrome about you, because you know previous incarnations you were such and such and so and so, and it's like when you stand them up to what all you've done and who all you've been in this incarnation as this, what you got going, maybe it's considered, at least by you, we're talking about you, not what everyone else thinks at this point, less impressive. Okay, so now when we're talking about how other people see you, they could see you, quite frankly, as more impressive than you see yourself. And that's really to your detriment. So we're talking about it. Okay. I almost want to laugh. You guys probably noticed I'm like trying to crack a smile, because the energy almost dipped and I almost like half ugly cried. And I'm not trying to do that. But also, if I tap into it, I'm going to want to ugly cry too, because that makes me sad for you. And I don't want that either. So bear with me. All right. Just to be clear, I'm not laughing at anyone's plight or anything at this point. Okay. And detox could help you guys when you lighten up that body. Maybe we should like do a fast together, or like some intermittent ish. When you lighten up the body, you're allowing yourselves the affordability, quite frankly, to connect all the more faster, especially intuitively. Okay. But the detox could also be, really just talking about what's rocking around in that mental space, right? Like, how do you really feel about yourself? Because you would need to like be honest about that, and you would need to know, because why would you not want to know? Why would you risk not knowing? Because if you don't know, you might fall prey to somebody else telling you what they know about you, which has nothing to do with the truth in the matter. See how that would be risky too? Like, it's better to just face you. So what of it if you find out, I'm not really, who I'd hoped to be. Okay, maybe you find out you're better. Maybe you find out who you'd hope to be was who your parents said that they were hoping you would be, that you should hope you should be. Maybe they were saying that to help control you a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, make it make sense. Maybe they were saying that because their egos were so over and or under inflated that you should bring shame to the family unless you were a fill in the blank type of doctor, right? Like, make it make sense here. Okay. But detox from whatever is intentioning to ail you. Okay, I'm saying that very purposefully because I'm not here to word curse, but you know what I'm saying. So definitely tap in, integrate the inner child. There is some fragmented perception to reality, that unless and until you really have a talk with your inner child about why you do that, this could be really talking about, again, that glass half full versus half empty type of vibe, right? Why do you pick, either of the two firstly? And you'd have to be honest. Okay, because maybe on the other side of that honesty, you can change what you normally reach to in answer to some of those same old questions. All right, and it's not to your detriment, it's to your betterment. Make sense? Okay. Resilience is here. Burn away the past. So we've got two cards coming out about the past. First, making peace with it, the second, burning it away. You guys, you're in new earth energy. You're in a new timeline now, right? You got to leave people where they are. All right. That's okay. Because at the end of the day, divine universe, God, goddess, as it were, Holy Spirit, okay, source, the universe really has far greater control, all right, in the end all be all of things than our perception as we can see it and know it to be. Some of you are used as catalytic type of energies to break people open in hopes that, maybe somewhere down the timeline, they ready themselves to enter into spaces that we've perhaps already grown to know and love. All right. So what of it? Because at the end of the day, you've got to understand that the universe, God, goddess, Holy Spirit, right, higher self, source, all right, universe has it under control. Because if you don't resolve it that way, okay, you're basically telling it, and by it I mean God, goddess, source, universe, everything, okay, that basically that is your truth as you know it, that the divine ultimately will fail, has failed, will fail again, kind of thing, and that you're just basically asked out in the matter, in life, in love, in career, in finances, right? And then you're creating that experience because you're powerful AF, utilizing the divinity that you're questioning, their own life force energy and against it. It's not a good karmic position to be in, okay? Irregardless of whether born out of bitterness, resentment, and or ignorance, okay? So this is why we talk about it. It's not a doom and gloom, but how do you know that you've got to check something until you've talked about it, perhaps, until it's been brought to your forward frontal awareness? And of course, we're progressing now, aren't we? That we're talking about it. Makes sense. 32 reducing to another one of those life-changing fives. Okay, here for pile number 3, of course. Make your dreams real. So on the other side of you letting go of your past versions of selves, even inclusive of previous incarnations, if you can say previous, because everything everywhere all at once, just saying, okay. But there's some aspect to what has already happened that perhaps you're holding on to, okay? And so you've got to let go of that kind of teddy bear in here, honey, so that you can grab onto what is looking to exist for you to experience, for you to maintain, for you to keep, for you to feel, for you to know, okay? Your dreams, goals, wishes, fulfillment, and more. All right, don't you want to grab onto that? Well, you'd have to let go of the other stuff. All right, you have to let go perhaps of grief, guilt, and shame. All right, you can't and you aren't here to save everyone always and in all ways, so take the pressure off. Yes, you can love and light them from afar, and yes, that does greater good than nothing at all. Okay, at the end of the day, you have to know that even if you should decree, as it were, that you are or you can only do nothing at all, please take solace in the fact that the universal energies and its laws, okay, stand. All right, because otherwise, how would you feel safe about anything, about any of this, if you couldn't resolve in that? Okay, even if in that, quote unquote, it was really talking about the unknown aspect and what of it, you still have to keep going. Okay, tangibility is talking about, being able to physically reach onto, grasp, physically experience. Okay, this is exactly what is coming in your actual tangible manifestations. All right, the experiences that many of you, pile number 3, have planted seeds to experience. Please believe so that you ultimately tangibly receive. Okay, of course, we always talk about you already have received, you've got to received, or you've got to already had in order to have, right? Really is going back to some of the aspects of the spiritual laws and principles that we all can fall prey to, irregardless of whether or not we're privy to them. Okay, and again, this is why we talk about that, not just the tarot as well, because it can all coincide to really put you in some powerful positions, okay, and some aspected places of enlightenment that will produce both power as well as pentacles. Okay, so really, you got a lot riding on this. You better do your part to let it in. You better burn away that past, whatever that means. Okay, access denied, burning that bridge, and unapologetically, because it is necessary, right? Same deal as, it being necessary to make peace with your past. It's all part of your story. It does not have to be what, rules you. It does not have to be the way that you identify in life, but it is part of who you are to some form, measure, and degree, because it is part of your experience. All right. But here's the sitch. From one experience to the next can be quite different. All right. And from one experience to the next can be just really quite pleasant even. And that's exactly the type of vibe we're talking about when we say basically, like, you don't want to miss out on this. Change your perception, stay positive, because really what's coming to you is everything that you've got coming to you and more, in the most highest vibrational, and not in the sense of some form of rebuking wrath type of vibe. Okay, so serious. The struggle is over. I mean, you already made it to the new earth energy. You already survived that dark night. You've already risen from the ashes, as it were, like that phoenix, or hell, like that dolphin. All right. Be true to who you are. Another 5 coming out here, pile number 3. Fear will not stop you from shining, right? But you're here to be who you are, and you just are that I am that I am. So flow state coming out for you too as well. Let's see what we can get from the cards, pile number 3, in significance. Let me just check here. Yeah, we got root chakra coming out for you. So definitely assist that, because you definitely, you know, I was saying, how would you feel safe? How would you feel safe? That's so crazy. Pile number 3. You're here to feel safe while you do the damn thing, unapologetically, knowing that you know you're backed by divinity, knowing that you know you are here creating positive change, regardless of whether anyone writes home about that or not. The divine sees all. You've got the Lover's card coming out. I can't get around that lotus flower energy. Ancient soul here makes sense. We were talking about all of the esoteric-ish. Yeah, strength card coming out. There could be some significance to Gemini, Leo placements as well. Doesn't have to be the case. And Ace of Materials at the bottom of the deck. This is really talking about, you know, what do you want to create about the perception of self, while simultaneously asking you, which wolf will you feed, right? I'm also hearing again through the channeling, and there are many. It's interesting. At first glance, you might think there's only 2 here. There's 3 heads on the wolf, which appears to be only 2 bodies. All right. This is really confirming that you have more. I mean, you've got divine breakthrough resistance just off of this one card, Ace of what? Materials, which talks about money and resources. Pentacles, you know, in the, I don't know if I want to say traditional, but the generic sense also does speak to emotional satiety of oneself, from self to self, right? It's so funny. I'm trying to give a reading for pile number 3 about what others think. And really, I don't know that you even give a rat's ass about what others think, pile number 3. This is really talking about you with you. That's the focus. Maybe that's even the instinct, as the card states, okay? You're being asked to utilize your strength, but get to know your duality here to make sure that they're balanced. So dark, light, masculine, and feminine. All right. This could be part for the course of what you were discovering in your current energies as well, especially through your heart space. And this is going to produce some more specific next steps for you on the other side of doing that work. Okay, with that discovery energy, let's see. Yeah. 10 of emotions. Yeah, you're feeling happy on the other side of this. Do not give up. Okay, stop playing small. You are the universe in ecstatic motion. Courage. Yeah, see, it's almost like you're doing it, but on the other side of you actually like balancing out. Maybe grounding. Maybe that's, yeah, well, with root chakra, yeah, grounding. You got a lot of cards about being brave, free, struggle being over, courage, moving forward, right? Discovery, instinct, tangibility. It's almost like you just need to simply and solely work on your believability. You're doing everything else. Yeah. 3 of emotions. Really talking about 3 of pentacles with the Ace of voices or Ace of swords. A magician at the bottom of the deck. It's giving, be true to what you want and true to who you are so that you know exactly how to build your utopia as well as your aspect of new earth. Okay. This level of authenticity is nothing to shirk about, because you could be so odd in like a beautiful way, right? You could see things differently, even in the ordinary. This makes me think of I can't remember. I think it's called the Messer Museum. Not Mutter, but is it Messer? I don't know. There's this one museum in Doylestown area of Pennsylvania. And this guy basically had like a mansion. He had access to all these things. And he decided that he was going to put some of the ordinary things like baskets and like tables and chairs on the ceiling in such a way where they were showcased to be anything but ordinary. It's not ordinary that you look up and see a table and chairs for the kitchen nook, perhaps, lambasted across the ceiling. No, that's not normal, is it? It's like you're giving that kind of energy. It's like, okay, I've seen chairs, I've seen tables, I've seen that on IKEA. On the ceiling, that's another thing, right? And ta-da, there's collective member to pile number 3. Makes sense. So you gotta rock with that, babe. Yeah, like you are an inspiration to others, and you're supposed to be. So there's no problem there. Others, you are to have a voice where maybe some others don't. Okay. Um, but you're not here to be like ordinary, if that makes sense. Even if you feel like you look ordinary, spiritually, you're not giving ordinary. Like you're not even giving looks in the spirit realm ordinary. You would give like probably a prismatic ball of color. Okay, like it's giving like, how is that making so many rainbows all at once? It didn't even move yet. Like sunlight didn't even go near it yet, right? So please honor who you are as well as honoring who you're not. It's okay, right? Like I grew up always wanting blue eyes and blonde hair because you know, basically that's what I saw growing up and that's what I saw praised growing up, okay? And so, you know, but now I'm grateful to know that, hey, in spite of my hair, never ever going to be a natural blonde situation. I too have beautiful hair, right? Same as someone who has blonde hair, okay? It maybe looks different, maybe it's got a different texture to it. But you guys, you know, think of it what you will, but something like hair, which, you know, a lot of, I can't say everyone has, right? But like a lot of people have, okay? Some people, you know, you take it for granted. Others, you know, you over focus on it. What it's not, what will you though? Because I feel like if you would actually ground down in that ideation and you actually put your best foot forward to like, you know, get whatever products made sense for you, etc., style it the way it makes sense for you, your facial shape, etc., you're gonna rock with like great hair, and people are gonna say you've got great hair, even though it's not like, you know, Kardashian number 428, like out of the wig section type of vibes, right? It's so what of it? It's yours, and everyone will know it's yours, right? They're gonna say that's collective members' hair, and they won't say that's blonde hair, right? Like so many other people have blonde hair, so what of it? And even if your hair is blonde, they'll still most likely attach your energy, your identity to it as you own it to be your own hair. Makes sense? And same deal with anything, right? Body habitus, personality, you know, intellect, even. Okay, as you own it and honor who you are, right, in a celebratory manner, you'll find more people around that do the same thing for you and with you. Okay, way more than you saying, you know what, something's wrong with me. You know, I have resolved to be the problem. I have resolved to be the ugly duckling. There's nothing else I can do about it. Kind of. Why would you even shoot yourself in the foot like that, right? Whole time you could have been just loving you and enjoying your existence and your beauty for what it is. All right, just saying, food for thought, you guys. So serious. All right, but it's getting late, and I feel like I've driven the point home. I don't really get a lot. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you, like, oh, people think this, that, and the third about you, pile number 3, when really I feel like this was about you versus you time, just gaining clarity, and I don't see any problem with that. Maybe that's a synchronicity, right? Going with the flow, okay? And the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the less painful. I'm so serious. And the more beautiful your whole entire path, dare I say, life becomes. Okay, you got to believe to receive it, though. Okay, I can't make you, but you can do the damn thing if you want. I believe in you. You can ask spirit on that one. I believe in my collective members, hands down, every time. All right, so don't you be that one to find out on the back end everyone else, inclusive of the divine divinity and all of that jazz, believed in me but me. All right, and if you should find that to be the case in current energies, please note, same deal. In current energies, you are in charge of changing that truth. All right, just like feelings, guys, truth can change. So serious. It's really about your alignment with the perception of it, more than it is changing. But I digress. You know, different strokes for different folks. And so hopefully someone made sense of that one, you guys. So I'm going to ring the bell. And I guess the bell is tired. I don't know what happened. This bell needs to have a rest and rejuvenation session, I suppose. I don't know. I wasn't banging her that hard. I don't know. But anyways, if you guys have any questions and you haven't already done so, for the free yes no, pop them in. I'm glad that it resonated, Sky. Oh, I'm your reflection, babe. Thank you. Much love and light. Oh, I see. Yeah, I don't know. I grew up and I was like, I just want blue eyes and blonde hair. Olivia, welcome. Much love and light, babe. I need you to check out the live stream rules, and you would probably have to hit below the video the more, like you click on the description box and then click on more, and it'll open up a panel where you guys can see to scroll down for the live stream rules. All right. I don't mind reading the cards, but I do need everyone who is asking me to do that to read and follow along the description rules, please, and thank you so much. Thank you for those that will. Thank you for those that do. Oh my god. Who's eating dill pickles? No, let me stop. Those that dill. Oh, you guys, I have something. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I can't let the cat out of the bag. No pun intended. But like, ooh, we got something pretty sweet. Actually, we have a few things. Yeah, we have a few things for the channel coming up. So stay tuned. Just saying, so serious, right? And hopefully you guys enjoy the sentiment. But that's all I'll say, because I don't want to let it out the bag. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm adamant I'm not going to do it because it's so fun and cutie. All right. So, you guys, thanks for hanging out with your girl. Thanks for getting the watch hours up, you guys. We are well on our way towards monetization for the channel. And yeah, so hopefully on the other side of that, algorithm will algorithm in a nice way, so that we can get more free messages out to more beautiful souls like yourselves. I'm so tired, you guys. Forgive me. I'm like, to free what now? Like a whole record scratch went off in my head. Like, what? Where are we? I need to go to bed. That's what it is. I almost didn't come on, you guys, because I was like, okay, wait, hold on. It's really late. And I didn't even get done everything that I was intending to do. And I had to work really late. So thank you for those that have been assisting getting the watch hours up, so your girl can take more breaks. Let's say it that way. Yeah, I think we're all at this point. I want to craft my words carefully. Hold on. I think we're all at this point finding balance in it all, in spite of it all, right? And so that's great to just be successful at that, right? Call it as it is, not necessarily as how you see in current energies. Make sense? But yeah, we only claim blessings, goodness, grace, and mercy over here. All right, let's see here. Do we have anybody? Okay. You just got some tonight. All right, let's see about the okay. Okay, let me see here. I mean, of course he would come through your dreams. He's you. Do you know what I mean? And then there's like the 5D connection and the non-severability, but like, here's the tarot card that backs up the obvious, Sky. You know, like you just have to believe. Ace of Cups, another yes. You know, I feel like you could add a better question that would have been about like what you got going on, Sky. Just saying, right? Sometimes we don't remember our dreams because they are part and parcel of protection, right? Like, could you imagine if every time you were with your twin in the 5D, you remembered all aspects of it always and in all ways? You'd be all like suicidal, probably trying to wake up and go to work the next day. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be all like, so balance is key, right? Do you and make it pretty. Because he's always going to be there. He's always, I mean, you can't get away from you, right? How many times have you wanted to get away from you, Sky? You can't. You're you. Right? So hopefully that makes, I'm not picking on you, babe. I'm just like, I want you to get that. Like, I want you to know that you know what is going on. Because the world's not going to tell you, you know what I mean? They're not going to, it's not baby bird time or chewing it up and spitting in mouths, right? So you got to know, and you got to be built up in your knowing with your own intuition, right? What if the card, what if I, you know, what if, I don't know, somehow I picked the wrong card, right? And it was a no. Now what? It still behoove you well to like have focused in the first place on what you got going on and how you're making it pretty. Do you know what I mean? Because you're powerful enough to do that, even if you could be separate and apart from Lenny, you know. And I'm not being a meanie for saying that. That's the truth, right? And it's good truth, because when you tell it in proper perspective, I mean, you're coming out as a badass in like the highest vibrational sense of the word, or the ideation of badass here. Sky, makes sense? I mean, it's not a problem. What would be sad is if, you know, you lived out like there was one, you know? And so the more you free yourself up, the more you really get free. And then, yeah, you know what I mean? Then you're like, yeah, Lenny was blah, blah, blah. I can hear him now, right? You know what I mean? It's just, it's giving freedom on the other side of you, just continuing to pour into you. But you can't continue to pour into you through Lenny and wondering about what Lenny's doing, like what Lenny's saying. You would just know that. I mean, how many times do we have to say Lenny backs you? That's like, I mean, are you doing the same thing with the divine source then? Are you not sure that the divine source backs you the way that you're not sure that you back you? And by you I mean Lenny. That's the plainest way. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just, I'm trying to be very directly succinct about this, so that hopefully it clicks to the point where you're like, I'm running with this, I'm flying with this, I'm not going back on this, right? And you just remain empowered instead of the up down, I don't know, yes no, left right. Okay, so I think next time you should have a better question about what you got, you know what I mean, and what you're doing. And you're missing yourself the whole time, if that makes sense. Like, while he's probably waiting for you to just continue to connect. So it's like you're hurting yourself, and I don't want that. Like, and I don't think it's funny. I'm kind of giggling so I don't actually start tearing up, because it's really sad. And I'm not being mean. I'm saying it because I care for you, and I know that you can get this and take it and run with it, unless you don't want to. Unless you choose not to. Because missing someone doesn't really put them any more closer towards you when they're already there. And it could make it seem like they're farther away if you rock with that illusion of them being far away, to the point where it's your truth and you experience it. Nobody wants that. And if you're still here with me, you don't want that either. So just take the medicine, take the advice as it came. All right. And now that you know better, you can do better. So I'm excited for you on that one. Like, there's no shame or guilt or sad feelings that have to be attached to this conversation, or the understanding that you've got to do the work to just believe and pour into you. He gave you everything that he had to give you in this incarnation. And so you stand. There's no detriment in that unless you're driving that point home. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. Well, he's got to be basically paused out of your psychic awareness, okay? Because you're just so in your mental space going, I'm lacking, I don't have, I'm lacking, I don't have, I'm lacking, I don't have. Whole time you could have had conversations about, okay, in January, I'm going to actually go to Seattle, and I'm going to, like, you know, like, I don't know. I'm not saying that I know. To be clear, what Lenny may be saying, if you would only ground and believe and not be double-minded in spite of the emotions that will come. But you can overcome emotions. Often you have to feel them first. But the severability, I mean, How would you think that there's no severability between you and the divine, but yet when it comes to you and Lenny, there's so much severability? This is concerning me, because now I'm like, more importantly, you got to get the non-severability aspect between you and the divine. Let's take Lenny off the table at this point, right? Are you good then? Like, are you in this to win it? Are you believing? Because you should have that talk with you, you know what I mean? And actually authentically find that out so that you know next steps. Because a tarot reader can't tell you that, especially if you can't tell you that. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't even know what you got of that, because I just saw my phone say I'm live again. So now I feel like I was disconnected. And I don't know what you heard or didn't hear, Sky. Very concerning. Not surprising, but very concerning. So hopefully there wasn't some odd editing, right? All right, yeah, okay. I was just like, and you know what? I'm not here saying why would you cry or anything, to be clear. Like, you know, crying can be cathartic, crying can be cleansing, crying can be necessary. You know, but ruminating there and staying there, nobody wants that for you. That sounds like a trap, feels like one. You know? So you have to choose you now. And in choosing you, you're choosing Lenny. Like, there's no severability. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no severability, especially because here's the thing, Sky, you're not even dealing with somebody who's walking around acting dead. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, you're dealing with somebody who's very much readily available to you because they're not in another meat suit. On top of it, they're still you. You share the same chakral system. You share the same metaphysical body, the same emotional body. Like, it's a thing. But maybe study on it so that you can show yourself approved, so that you know. You can't take it just from one person's mouth and run with it like it's gospel, even if it's me. It would behoove you well to study to show yourself approved, so that when ego tries to be all like, yeah, but Sky, here's the thing, you can be like, ego, here's my thing. What we're not going to do is what we've done over and over again, because that is the epitome of perhaps insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different outcome. Like if I never stopped listening to the saddest love song that made me ugly cry about somebody that rejected me, then I can't wonder why I didn't get past the healing, right? So you got to check yourself. What am I doing? What am I engaging? What are thoughts, words, other stuff that makes me think it's okay to stay in this kind of lesser than desired state, mental, emotional, or otherwise, right? Because unless and until you get authentic with you about that, no one else can do anything beyond that. We're all waiting for you. Do you know what I mean? And that's not me trying to be a bully at all. If anything, I'm cheering you on, babe. Like, get up. Get up. Do not give up. Get up. Do not give up. And it's so funny because now I remember the other day, I'm trying to think of what day that was. Gosh, my days and nights are running into themselves. I think this might have been Saturday morning. Last Saturday morning. Oh, don't quote me on that one, though. I feel like it wasn't that far. It wasn't that far off, was it? No, this might have been Wednesday morning of this week. Excuse me. I was warring in the spirit, and I just was saying, and the collective came to mind. You know, of course, I cover you guys in prayer. I put my petitions out there, and I just started speaking. Get up. Do not give up. Get up. Do not give up. Get up. Do not give up. And, you know, take that with a grain of salt if you want, but, you know, it seems like you've got divine forces backing you left and right, Sky, and anyone else listening to this, especially if you're connected to this collective. You might as well go on ahead and start living like that, and start, you know, praying like that, and start meditating like that, and start being grateful like that, and start smiling like that, and start talking like that, and start thinking like that, and start believing like that, and listen to podcasts who talk about that like that, and listen to music who which sings about that like that, and get yourself built up. Because if you don't give yourself a fighting chance, who would? Even if you paid them, let's be honest, who would? I don't know anybody. And that's not me saying anything about you, your existence, or any kind of reflection about you. I'm just saying in general course in this world, the 3D, the Matrix, there's not people at the ready going, get up, you can do it. Right? It's so bad that even when somebody should come and say, I believe in you, you have to go, are you being an asshole right now? Like should I say fuck you right now? Like, you know what I mean? Because it's so rare. Okay? There's not a lot of cheerleaders out there that are authentically cheering for anyone outside of themselves. Let's be honest. So if you won't for you, who the hell would? Right? But what I can tell you is divinity's ready, waiting, and willing to continue to back you. Should you, believe this? And key, I can't make you though. I can't. I wish I could, but God knows, divine knows, source knows that's not actually loving. Again, free will. Yeah. Okay? It's up to you now. What will you? Sky and anyone who can make sense of that. Just saying. And we've all been there. We've all had to pull ourselves up by the bootstraps, as it were. And so what will you? All right? So I look forward to a better question next time about you, babe. Much love and light, Sky. And you know I love you. And you know I go to bat for you. But call me Oda May if you got to. Just get there, babe. That's all. Hold on. Where was I? Because I was like, was that today or yesterday? Sometimes I have too many like outfit changes. I'm confused. But I put something on the other day and I was like, I feel like Whoopi Goldberg. I was like, am I Whoopi Goldberg? I was like, I had questions like, Whoopi? I forget what I was wearing, but I was like, wow, this is like, okay. It wasn't even one of her clothing like pieces because I know she has her own what she got going on there and stuff. And I'm not knocking it. I was like, why of all people did I and then I thought of you, Sky, because I know what you said the one time about and I just saw that movie Ghost somewhere on YouTube. It's on here free as well. I should watch that again. That's so funny. Yay, eat me, you got this. You're gonna get some sleep tonight too, babe. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with your girl. Love light Esmeralda. Do you have a question real quick, babe? I'm gonna hop off. Henry VIII. I am, yes. It's good to just take a moment and just be grateful for just, hey, the last time you tried to breathe, it worked. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's out there trying to breathe right now. You know what I mean? Oh, you better rest though, so you can enjoy everybody enjoying your creations too. Don't forget, it's important for you to enjoy, not just work and toil the midnight hours away, right? Oh my god. Ew, eat me. No, don't tell me that. No. All right. Okay, so Esmeralda, I need you to follow the live stream rules, babe. I'm just like, please, I'm really gonna have to make an announcement about this because it's so puzzling to me as to why we don't know the rules. Hoping you're subscribed here. I'm hoping you guys, there's like how do I want to say this? Right now is not the time to be taking other people's ish, whether it's simply and solely their time, simply and solely their energy, simply and solely their patience. No, let me stop. But seriously, you guys, I'm noticing stuff in the streets, not even like spiritual streets, but obviously high-key spiritual streets, but in the streets too. And I'm just trying to be protective because I'm not on some bippity boppity. I don't even do that. Okay. But high key, my guides don't play about me. So if you are telling me, yeah, I'm following the live stream rules, and I just been serving y'all reading after read, get ready, because it's not me. It's the type of time. It's karma, okay, in them streets. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to reshare that one video that I made because it's about that time. Yep. So please and thank you, follow the live stream rules. If you guys can't, for whatever reason, I'm so sorry about that, because that was never my intent to come on here and make it seem like you should get a free tarot reading for not following the rules, if that makes sense, okay? And that's not me being mean. I have boundaries, yeah, but boundaries don't necessarily equate to being mean. And when boundaries are tested over and over again, it kind of feels mean, in case anyone wondered, but like I too am grown, so I know, okay, yeah, it's not mean, but like you're still gonna have to play by the rules, regardless of whether or not you think boundaries are mean. And I hope I'm still actually even eking out words that are plain at this point, because I'm just like extremely tired all of a sudden and I want to hop off. But I'm trying to be here, Esmeralda, for you to play the rules. All right, okay, let's see here. You're subscribed. Okay, all right. And I don't want you to cry. I just want you to follow the live stream. You guys are so quick to try to make me be like the asshole sometimes, but I'm like, I promise you, it's just me like having to like just repeat myself, which makes me seem like the asshole. But like, I promise you, I never sat down with my guides and asked them for these rules essentially to then be the asshole. If I would have known that, I might have been like, how do we make it so that I'm not the asshole in this? Because we do need the rules, if that makes sense. Long story short. Hopefully it just gets better. I think I'm gonna try to make a more interactive announcement, because I don't know whatever else I can do. I'm checking here, Esmeralda. I do have the Three of Cups flipped over. I just want to clarify. Okay, so yeah, it's a yes. And this is talking what? Love? Friendship? What are we talking? Okay, with friends. All right, so yes. Maybe there's somebody there you'd like to meet since you're single. Is that it? Esmeralda, that's a yes, babe. Oh, I think everybody on Earth knows how to be an asshole. Like, we've been well trained at it, right? Like, from one narcissist to the next. Right. But, like, I'm just like, you guys. Like, who... Like, the way that people think I just, like, made a whole channel just to be... just to be a meanie is so intriguing. It's like, oh my god. Anywho, I think I've done my part right this last cursory sweep. I really do appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I did not mean to come on this late. And like I said, I tried kind of not to come on because I was tired in the first place. But Spirit was like, yeah, no, I literally even pulled cards on it. And it was like... It was like, I think it was like, the yes was the Eight of Wands, and the bottom of the deck was like the Hierophant. And I was like, oh, yep, but you're sure you have to do it. So I did my part, and I'm going to go rest now. And thank you for being amazing. And thank you for hopping on the next live stream, which will be sometime tomorrow morning, Eastern Standard Time, probably. Hoping for like 9:30, maybe 9:30, maybe. So we'll see, because I do want to check into the energies of the moon as well. And then depending on what type of time I'm keeping tomorrow, we might do another sexy tarot. I might do a pull on that. I might do I might hold off on that. I just realized what I ordered today, though. That's so crazy. We're about to get real interactive with the sexy tarots, guys. Just saying, keep the children's out of earshot for that one, because I'm what I looked through today, I'm like, wow, me trying to explain half of this is going to be real tawdry and fun, but also tricky. if I do say so myself. But you know, I'm up to the challenge. It's fine. I can handle this. So we'll see what we get into tomorrow night. But I definitely will be back at it again, you guys, tomorrow morning. And thank you so much for being amazing. And thank you for not giving up. And I really do mean that. I can't say it enough, you guys. Some of us, we've been asked to do that by you know, people, places, things, forces so often, right? It's like you almost have to be mindful to talk about it in this type of setting, at least, because nowhere else could you, right? And nowhere else necessarily should you. Half of those people are the ones trying to do it. Oh, let me get off here before I say too much. All right, I love you guys. And do something nice for yourself, okay? At least the 10 minutes before you're going to fall out tonight. Manifest. So serious. Watch The Secret. Lovingly. Oh.